So as I mentioned, no sick time when you're a YouTuber. so I have to continue. Plus, there's so much important things going on that I can't leave it undone or unsaid, some of the things that are happening. So let's just start with this topic. Donald Trump yesterday on Sean Hannity, just hours ago on Sean Hannity. It's early in the morning. I tried to find a quiet spot in a quiet park. There's traffic here. There might be a little wind noise. I'll try to deal with it in post, but we'll see. Just hang in there with me. Hang in there. Yesterday night, Sean Hannity had Donald Trump on for a phone-in interview, and there are a couple moments that I want to talk about that I think are critically important to what is taking place right now in the United States. One being media complicity. CNN, the way they comported themselves and handled the debate with Donald Trump and Joe Biden the other day, on my birthday, June 27th, that was covered brilliantly, I thought, by Garrison Hayes here on the channel, was a disgrace. It was a disgusting display of coordination. It's probably a little bit bombastic to say coordination, but certainly absolutely no pushback on Donald Trump's bullshit, his lies, his nonsense, his conspiracies. It's just abject dysfunction on the part of both the Trump campaign, which we would expect, but you wouldn't maybe expect it from a respected journalistic outlet like it's a bad taste in my mouth just saying it, but also not just that, from people like Dana Bash and Jake Tapper, who allowed him unfettered to run amok and it made a mockery of the entire process. They guaranteed us, they told us, they assured us it wasn't going to be that way, and it ended up being. And you know, it's not just me who thinks that it was a farce. There's a lot of people. And one point of evidence that it was that is the fact that last night on Sean Hannity, Donald Trump said as much. He said, "Oh, I thought they were very fair. I thought Dana," he calls her name's Dana, Dana and Jake, it was very fair questions. They treated me really fairly. And let me say, before I play the clip, that if Donald Trump is praising your fairness to him, you've already lost. Watch this from last night on Sean Hannity.
Week. I didn't know exactly what was happening. It was strange. I do have to say that the CNN, Jake and Dana, were really, they were pretty good. They were. I thought they were fair. I thought they were fair in the questions. I thought to me.
There should be some self-reflection on the part of Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. You've lost if Donald Trump is praising your objectivity. We're in the scariest moment in American history right now, and you've got outlets like the New York Times and the Washington Post, which is going full fascist, hiring News Corp, former News Corp, Rupert Murdoch stooges to run the joint. And you've got CNN offering Donald Trump on a silver platter the best outcome for his debate. He didn't have to know anything. He didn't have to come with facts or evidence or statistics or research or data, none of it. All he had to do was show up and lie, and then Jake Tapper, with his mouth shut, failing America. I don't know how many times the wind's picking up here. I don't know how many times I've said that the Constitution, there is one job listed, protected by the Constitution, and it's the press, the free press in the First Amendment. No other job. Doctors aren't mentioned, lawyers aren't mentioned, the free press. And they have an obligation constitutionally to do it right, and they're not. Now, the other moment is something I've talked about with Sean Hannity many times over the course of the last few months, and that is this bigotry and xenophobia that manifests in fear-mongering, trying to convince Americans that there's going to be a terrorist attack. Sean Hannity as much as guaranteed that there's 100% chance. I pray it doesn't happen, as he's pissing himself with excitement about the prospect of Americans dead with terrorism. Watch this, where Sean Hannity hadn't brought it up yet, and Donald Trump is sure to, oh, hey, by the way, you haven't mentioned it yet, but you're right. There's 100% going to be a terror attack. Watch these two goons giddy with excitement.
Well, the one thing you haven't said tonight that you always say is that it's 100% certain that we're going to have a terror attack, and I agree with you on that. It's 100% certain. I mean, we're letting
I
terrorists
always
into
say,
our...
I pray I'm wrong. I pray
We're
to
letting
God I'm
terrorists
wrong.
into our country at a level that we've never seen before.
Of course, Sean Hannity jumping in there to interrupt. Oh, but I want everybody to remember, I pray there's not one. I pray there's not a terrorist attack, but 100% certainty, they say, it is. That there's terrorists in the country at levels we've never seen before. What the f*** are you talking about, Donald Trump? Where? Who? This is just made up out of whole cloth, only to serve the interest of the Trump campaign, to try to make people afraid. Like, if there's terrorists everywhere, why hasn't there been a terror? What are they waiting for? That's a question, Donald Trump. That's a question, Sean Hannity. A couple of f***ing morons. Look, we're in scary times. It's not hyperbole, it's not exaggeration, that we are facing some of the largest threats to our country. The very existence of democracy in the United States is at stake. And you've got these fascist enablers and fascists themselves who are attempting to structurally change the culture, the government of the United States of America, ending 248 years at an attempt at democracy. I'd love to know what you think. Thanks for sticking with me during these different times for me, being in Glasgow, Scotland for probably inside of another week. I will be back, and I appreciate your support. I love your opinion on this. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. I'll talk over the traffic. And you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. If you want to help support this work, you can contribute to the sick day fund. You can become a channel member for $2 a month. Click the join button below. Go over to my Patreon page. That would be even better. Become a patron on Patreon for $2 a month. Go to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Follow me on social media. You can talk to me there. I'm at Dollemore. And I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.